Welcome to Psychiatric Nursing Lecture. Today we are going to discuss mania and bipolar affective disorder. In previous class we have discussed about depression. So now we are going to see the next mood disorder is mania and bipolar affective disorder. Let's start with bipolar disorders. This bipolar disorders formerly called as manic depressive illness or manic depression. It is a mental disorder that causes unusual shifts in mood, energy, activity level, concentration, and the ability to carry out day to day tasks. So, here the patient mood will not be stable. There will be unusual shift in the mood, energy, activity level, concentration, and the person's ability to carry out the day to day task will be changing time to time. So there are three types of bipolar disorder. All three types involve clear changes in the mood, energy, activity levels. These mood ranges from periods of extremely up, elated, irritable, or energized behavior known as manic episode. During manic episode, the mood is high, elated, irritable, energized behavior. The patient will have high level of energy, and during downward, that is the mood goes down, that time there will be sad, indifferent or hopeless period. And during the time of depressive episodes, there will be sad mood, and hopelessness will be more in the patient, and less severe manic periods are known as hypomanic episodes. So between the mania and depression, the less severe form of mania is called hypomanic episodes. Now let's see one by one. Before that, let's see the prevalence of bipolar affective disorder. Some Indian studies have reported 3 to 4 percentage prevalence of mood disorder in children and adolescents. Lifetime prevalence rate of bipolar affective disorder in this age group have been calculated as 2.1 percentage, which is equal in both male and females. So this bipolar affective disorder can be present in equal amount in male and females. Now let's see the bipolar 1 disorder. Bipolar disorder, different types we have studied. Bipolar 1 disorder, bipolar 2 disorder, and we have third one. Let's see the bipolar 1 disorder. It is defined by episodes that last at least 7 days, or by manic symptoms that are so severe that the person needs immediate hospital care. So bipolar 1 disorder need the manic episode to be present for at least 7 days. Otherwise, the manic symptoms must be very severe, at least for making the patient to be admitted in the hospital care. Usually, depressive episodes occur as well, typically lasting for at least 2 weeks. So, during this bipolar 1 disorder, maximum the manic symptoms will be very severe, but sometimes depressive episodes occur, but it will be lasting for at least 2 weeks period. This is the criteria to know the this is a bipolar 1 disorder. And episodes of depression with mixed futures, having depressive symptoms and manic symptoms at the same time are also possible. So in this condition, either the depressive symptom will be present alone, or sometimes there will be mixed symptoms. That is also possible. Now let's see the bipolar 2 disorder. It is defined by a pattern of depressive episode and hypomanic episode. In the bipolar 1 disorder, the severity of manic episode is high, but in bipolar disorder, there is pattern of depressive episode and hypomanic episode, but not the full blown manic episode. That is, the severe manic symptoms are not present. So this is called bipolar 2 disorder. Bipolar 2 disorder involves a person having at least one major depressive episode and at least one hypomanic episode. So in bipolar 2 disorder, the patient should have either one depressive episode and one hypomanic episode. People return to usual function between these episodes. So between the depressive episode and hypomanic episode, the patient goes to normal level of functioning. People with bipolar 2 often first seek treatment because of depressive symptoms which can be severe. So those people who come to hospital with bipolar disorder will come mainly for depressive symptoms treatment. The symptoms can become very severe. People with bipolar 2 often have other co-occurring mental illness such as anxiety disorder or substance use disorder. So along with this bipolar 2 disorder, patient may have other mental illness like anxiety disorder or substance use disorder also. So this is about bipolar 2 disorder. Next, we are going to see the cyclothymic disorder. Cyclothymic disorder. So it is defined by periods of hypomanic symptoms as well as periods of depressive symptoms lasting for at least 2 years. So in cyclothymic, the duration of the illness between depressive symptom and hypomanic symptoms should be present for at least 2 years. 1 year in children and adolescent, but in case of adolescent, these problems should be present for at least 2 years. However, the symptoms do not meet the diagnostic requirements for a hypomanic episode and depressive episodes. So the symptoms will not be very severe as we have seen in the hypomanic episode and depressive episode, but symptoms will be severe, similar to that of hypomanic episode and depressive episode. But the symptoms must be present for at least 2 year period continuously. In children and adolescents, it should be present for 1 year period. Cyclothymic disorder symptoms will be present for 2 years. During that time, patient will have hypomanic and depressive symptoms, but the symptoms do not meet the criteria of hypomanic or depressive episode. This already I told you. During the 2 year period, the symptoms, particularly there will be mood swings, have lasted for at least half the time and have never stopped for more than 2 months. The mood swings should be continuously present for at least 2 months in that 2 year period. So this is main feature of cyclothymic disorder. Cyclothymic disorder is less severe than the bipolar 2 disorder. So comparing to bipolar 1, bipolar 2 and bipolar, sorry, that cyclothymic disorder, bipolar 1 is very severe. Now let's see the signs and symptoms of bipolar affective disorder. So in bipolar affective disorder, two episodes will be there. Patient will be in manic episode and patient also go for depressive episode. So let's see the symptoms present in each episode. First, let's see what are the symptoms present during manic episode. Patient will have high elated irritable mood. So that is patient feels up. During the time of manic episode, patient feels jumpy and wired. Patient will be restlessness and patient will be having hyperactive behavior. So patient will have decreased need for sleep because of the hyperactivity, because of high alertness. There will be no sleep for the patient, and patient will have loss of appetite because of this excessive energy present. Patient does not have tendency to eat. There will be no hunger, and during the time of manic episode, patient speaks faster and speaks lot of different things. There will be rapid speech because of rapid thought, and there will be feel like their thoughts are racing of thoughts. This is the patient when speaks faster a lot of things, that is there will be, that is called racing of thoughts. Because of racing of thoughts only, that makes the patient to speaks more and think they can do lot of things at once. Patient have a grandiosity idea that they have multiple power, they can do anything, they can do many things at a single time, and patient do lot of things which is they take more risky behavior because of the poor judgment, because such as eat and drink excessively. Sometimes without hunger they tends to eat more and drink excessively, and they spend lot of money which they have, they also give away lot of money. They have reckless sex, that is careless sex they will involve, without having the protective measure, they involve in sexual behavior, that is only reckless sex. And last signs and symptom in manic episode, Patient feels like unusually important, talented, and powerful. That is grandiosity. Patient thinks that he is Superman, he is Shaktiman. Now the depressive episode. So during the time, the patient feels very sad, and patient mood goes down. Patient feels empty. Patient is worried continuously and feels hopelessness. And during the time of depressive mood, activities are slowed. There will be psychomotor retardation, and restlessness behavior continues. Have trouble in falling asleep. Patient wants to sleep, but the sleep does not come. And waking up too early, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they used to get up and they will not go for sleep. That is, wake up too early. Or sometimes they sleep hypersomnia. They sleep for long time, and the experience increase appetite and weight gain. So during the depressive episode, they eat more, and because of that, weight gain will be more. And in the manic episode, they talk very fast. Here, they talk very slowly. They use very less words. Sometimes there will be mutism, and there will be thought block will be there. Patient will not have concentration ability. Patient have poor decision making ability, and patient does not feel comfortable with simple things, in doing simple things, and patient will lose interest in almost all activities. They have decreased sexual desire, and they don't have pleasure in any activities. That is called anhedonia. And patient have feeling of hopelessness, helplessness, worthlessness. They always think about death or suicide. So these are the symptoms present in depressive episode. So in exam, definitely they will ask signs and symptoms of bipolar affective disorder. So you can able to write now. Now the next one is the mania. Mania is a abnormally elevated mood state characterized by symptoms such as inappropriate elation, increased irritability, severe insomnia, grandiose notions, increased speed and volume of speech, disconnected and racing thoughts, increased sexual desire. Markedly, there will be increased energy and activity level, poor judgment, and inappropriate social behavior. A mild form of mania that does not require hospitalization in terms of hypomania. That is, when these all symptoms which I told that present, they need hospitalization. But in case of hypomania, symptoms are very less severe. They don't need hospitalization. Mania symptoms also, like mania that also features symptoms of depression, that is called agitated depression. So one type of depression is called agitated depression, in which mania symptoms present. The depressive patient or the mania patient will have depressive symptom, that is called agitated depression. Otherwise it is called mixed mania. Now let's see the what is the name, how the name mania comes. Mania is the Greek word for madness. In the Greek, mania means madness. It is derived from manimai, for rave in anger. So in Greek, manimai means rave in anger. The manii, the Greek mythology, were the fairies who pursued those who had done unavenged crimes and drove them madness. So this is the history about how the word mania comes. Now let's see the stages of mania. Otherwise, we can say there are four E's of mania. So from the less severe, we going to the high severe stages. Euphoria, that is the mild elevation of mood, and during the euphoria there is increased sense of psychological well-being and happiness. So this is stage 1, hypomania, euphoria. So you hope euphoria you never forget. The next level is elation, that is the mood elevation of, that is the moderate elevation of mood. So how you define elation? A feeling of confidence and enjoyment, increase in psychomotor activity. This is called mania or stage 2 mania. Now the third one is exaltation. Exaltation is severe elevation of mood. intense elation with delusion of grandiosity. So patient will have delusion of grandiosity. In the second level, patient have confidence, high level confidence. In the first level, there is increased sense of psychological well-being. So this is stage 3 or severe mania. The fourth one is stuporous mania. This is very severe elevation of mood. That is intense sense of rapture or blissfulness. Ecstasy can be defined as intense sense of rapture or blissfulness. So never forget the stages of mania. It is very important Viva question also. Now let's see the signs and symptoms of mania. Increased physical and mental activity and energy, excessive irritability and aggressive behavior, decreased need for sleep without experiencing fatigue, exaggerated optimism and self-confidence, raising speech and thoughts, flight of ideas, impulsiveness, poor judgment, reckless behavior, erratic driving, sexual indiscretion, spending sprees, and grandiose delusions. So these are the signs and symptoms of mania. Now let's move on to next thing what we want to see regarding the thing is hypomania. Hypomania is defined. It is an elevated mood state during which a person feels elated and can be overactive as or productive. So this is less severe form of mania. So it is a elevated mood state in which person feels elated and can be overly active or productive. So this is how hypomania can be defined. Now, what is the difference between mania and hypomania? So during mania, it is less severe. Sorry, during hypomania, it is less severe than a manic episode. It does not require hospitalization. It occurs in bipolar 2 phase. So we have seen what is bipolar disorder. The bipolar 2 disorder having the hypomania phase. The mania needs hospitalization. Sometimes it needs severe treatment and it occurs in bipolar 1 phase. So this is the common difference between hypomania and mania. Now let's see the another condition called cyclothymia. So it is also known as cyclothymic disorder. So in the bipolar disorder we have seen the same thing only. It is also called cyclothymic disorder. It is a mental disorder that involves numerous periods of symptoms of depression and the periods of symptoms of hypomania. So in cyclothymia, depression and hypomania symptoms is present. These symptoms, however, are not sufficient to be a major depressive episode or hypomanic episode. So in cyclothymia, the depression symptoms are not severe and hypomania symptoms are not severe. So that is one of the peculiar characteristics of cyclothymia. Now the other things about cyclothymia, it is the milder form of bipolar disorder. It is characterized by episodes of hypomania as well as mild depression for at least 2 years. However, the symptoms do not meet the diagnostic requirements for any other type of bipolar disorder. Individuals with cyclothymia do not remain symptom free for more than 2 months at a time. That I have already told you that 2 months there should be depressive symptom. Substance abuse may be associated with cyclothymia. That also we have seen. They may have using substances during the period of depressive illness, and also they will take some drugs for sleep problems also. The condition typically has slow, gradual, and progressive onset and a chronic course once established. And this is common in 15 to 50 percentage of individual who go to develop bipolar 1 or bipolar 2 disorder in later life. So initially the cyclothymic disorder symptoms commonly present. Later it can progress to bipolar 1 or bipolar 2 disorder. Now let's see the now this is the summary of DSM-4 text revision classification. Bipolar 1 disorder, bipolar 2 disorder, cyclothymic disorder. and bipolar disorder not otherwise specified. So this you can read. Now let's see the next condition in this bipolar affective disorder. This is called rapid cycling disorder. This is called rapid cycling disorder. It is a term used when a person with bipolar disorder experiences four or more mood swings. That is, the patient must have minimum four or more mood swings within a 12-month period. So within 1 year, if the patient goes for depression at least four times or more than four times, that condition is called as that condition is called rapid cycling. An episode may consist of depression, mania, or hypomania. Either these things can be present during the episode. At least four times it should be present. That is called rapid cycling disorder. So type of rapid cycling disorder, there are four types. First one is according to time of onset, early onset, that is affective disorder actually starting with rapid cycles. There is late onset. So during this, that is during this the rapid cycling appearing after a period of conventional slow cycles. According to causation, spontaneous and extremely induced. So in the spontaneous, patients presenting spontaneous appearance of clinical phenomena. In the extremely induced, rapid cycling induced pharmacological or non-pharmacological factors. These are the types of rapid cycling. Now the management of bipolar affective disorder. The pharmacological management is use of lithium is very common. When lithium is contraindicated, we can go for valporate, sodium valporate. Sometimes valporate in combination with antipsychotic drug is given. Monotherapy, that is in adult patient with bipolar disorder, we give the following drugs like quetiapine, lamotrigine, and lithium. So this is monotherapy, single drug therapy. Next we go for the combination therapy where you give lithium and lamotrigine together. And next one is electroconvulsive therapy is very effective in treating the symptoms of mania and depression. And we know that 8 to 12 sittings needed for patient for ECT. And dietary and activity measure very important, because when the patient is taking monoamino oxidase inhibitor, patient is advised not to take excessive salt. Increased salt can decrease the lithium blood level. The therapeutic efficacy can be decreased. And patient in depressed phase are encouraged to do exercise, and patient is asked to develop regular daily schedules of major activities, especially times of going to bed and waking up. Patient must go for sleep in correct time and get up at correct time. That is very important activity measure for these patients. Now the nursing diagnosis very common. I have listed here the interventions you can read from the book. The five nursing diagnosis you must learn. The first one is ineffective individual coping skills related to inadequate level of perception of control as evidenced by extremely poor judgment. So ineffective individual coping skill is the important nursing diagnosis. The second one is sleep pattern disturbed related to manic excitement as evidenced by inability to sleep, hyperactivity and insomnia. Because of the hyperactivity, because of insomnia, the sleep pattern is disturbed. The other things are impaired social interaction related to biochemical imbalances, narcissistic behavior as evidenced by dysfunctional interaction with others and inability to develop relationships. So impaired social interaction is common because of grandiose ideas or because of the loss of insight. So that is mainly caused by the biochemical imbalances or some narcissistic personality behavior in the patient. Imbalanced nutrition less than body requirement related to refusal or inability to sit to eat as evidenced by weight loss and amenorrhea. So imbalanced nutrition or supportive nursing diagnosis. Disturbed thought process related to loosely and poorly associated idea as evidenced by disruption in activities. So this because of that thought process disturbed, they have delusion, hallucination, poor judgment. So these things are commonly present. The other important diagnoses are impaired social interaction that already we have seen. So these are the common nursing diagnoses. So in this lecture we have completed the mood affective disorders. So entire unit is completed. In the next lecture we will see dementia and delirium, Alzheimer disease, organic mental disorder we will focus. Hope you understood about bipolar affective disorder and mania. See you in next lecture. Take care. Bye bye.